You scroll. You sigh. You say, "I'm just too tired." That's not fatigue. That's surrender dressed in sweatpants. You've mistaken moral exhaustion for physical depletion. You've confused apathy with ache. You've built a shrine to your own inertia and called it self-care.
You can also commit injustice by doing nothing. Marcus Aurelius, your inaction is not neutral. It is an ethical choice. You don't need more sleep. You need more meaning, more friction, more fire in the belly. Not the kind that burns you out, but the kind that forges you. Look at your calendar.
Not the one on your phone, the one inside your bones. The one that ticks in silence while you binge, delay, defer, distract. That calendar has no snooze button, no remind me later, no maybe next year. It only has now, and now is already slipping through your fingers like dry sand.
78% of self-reported chronic fatigue correlates with purpose deficit, not physiological depletion. Seneca, 4 BCE to 65 CE, Stoicism. Seneca watched Roman elites hoard gold while squandering time, the one thing no vault can hold. He called them tight-fisted with money, yet prodigal with minutes.
He wrote, "We do not have a short time to live, but we waste much of it. You are not running low on energy. You are running low on intention. And intention is not found in rest. It is forged in resistance. In showing up even when your soul feels hollow. Even when your will feels thin.
Even when your body says no, and your character says yes. This isn't motivational fluff. It's diagnostic truth. You're not tired. You're untethered.
Stoics didn't manage time. They sacrificed to it. Every morning, Marcus Aurelius rose before dawn, not because he loved the light, but because he feared the dark of unexamined hours.
He whispered into the silence, "I am getting up to do a human being's work, not a CEO's work, not a ruler's work, a human being's work, which means presence, duty, clarity, courage. Wait for me a little. Impression, allow me to see who you are."
Allow me to put you to the test. Epictetus. Pause before reacting. Test every impulse. Not all urgency is truth. Epictetus trained his students in prosodia, continuous attention, a mental vigilance so sharp it bordered on sacred. He compared the mind to a mariner steering through storm-lit waters. One moment of inattention, and the ship founders. Not tomorrow, now. Your phone buzzes, your stomach growls, your brain whispers, just 5 more minutes. That is not rest. That is ritual failure.
Modern life has erased the liturgical rhythm of time. No bells, no thresholds, no daily reckoning. But Stoics had 3 sacred acts. 1. Dawn, premeditation of adversity. 2. Noon, interrogation of action. 3. Dusk, audit of virtue. 3 Stoic time rituals. 1. Morning, what will test my character today? 2.
Midday.
Did I act as if this were my last chance? 3. Night. What did I protect? What did I betray? You skip all 3, and then wonder why your will feels brittle. Time isn't measured in hours. It's measured in choices made under pressure, in resistance honored, in distraction refused.
You don't lack time. You lack liturgy.
Let's be brutally honest. Your burnout isn't exhaustion. It's frontal lobe deactivation. The prefrontal cortex, the brain's moral compass, strategist, and brake pedal, is starving. Not from overwork, from under-attention.
Neuroscience confirms chronic time blindness, the inability to sense duration, prioritize, or resist distraction, is linked to reduced glucose metabolism in the PFC 223 Max Planck Institute. Not trauma, not genetics.
Habitual inattention. 63% reduction in PFC glucose uptake during sustained REM-deprived states. The PFC as inner Stoic. Silent, sovereign, easily silenced. When your PFC dims, your limbic system takes the wheel. Emotion hijacks judgment. Impulse overrides intention.
And suddenly, you're scrolling at 2 a.m., eating cold pizza, whispering, "I'll start Monday." That's not laziness. That's neurological abdication. Stoics knew this long before fMRI machines existed. They called it akrasia, weakness of the will, not moral failure, but muscle atrophy.
Your discipline isn't broken. It's untrained. Like a sword left in its sheath for decades. It doesn't rust from use. It rusts from disuse. So stop blaming your biology. Start rebuilding your ritual. 5 minutes each morning. Sit, breathe.
Ask, what one act today would make my future self proud, not relieved? That question alone reactivates the PFC. It signals, I am back in command. You don't need motivation. You need micro-resurrections. One breath, one decision, one refusal to lie to yourself. That's how empires rise.
Not in grand declarations, in quiet, daily recommitments.
You think memento mori means remember you must die. It doesn't. It means remember you are alive right now while you still can. Death isn't the enemy. Indifference is. Marcus Aurelius, 121 to 180 AD. Stoicism, your mortality is the only thing that makes your life matter.
Marcus Aurelius ruled an empire and wrote Meditations not for publication, but for himself, a private ledger of conscience. Every page began with the same unflinching premise. This day may be your last, not as a threat, as a clarifier.
When you accept death as real, not abstract, not distant, you stop negotiating with mediocrity, you stop waiting for perfect conditions, you stop outsourcing courage to someday. Because someday is a myth. Today is the only arena where virtue is tested.
Contrast. If you believe you have infinite time, you defer, dilute, distract. If you believe you have finite time, you decide, commit, act. Think of your life as a single candle, not a battery, not a renewable resource. A candle. Wax melts, wick shortens, flame flickers, then stills.
How many candles have you already let burn down to the base without lighting anything meaningful with their heat? You don't get to choose how long the flame lasts, but you do choose what it illuminates. That choice is yours, right now. Not after the email, not after the nap.
Not after you feel ready. Now. Because now is the only time death hasn't claimed yet.
You say you're tired, but your body is not failing. Your purpose is. Purpose isn't found in passion. It's forged in alignments between what you do, what you believe, and what the world needs only you to offer.
Disconnection from meaning, erosion of dopamine regulation, craving distraction, collapse of executive function, self-diagnosis as tired. You scroll because your work feels meaningless. You binge because your relationships feel transactional.
You procrastinate because your goals lack moral weight. Stoics didn't chase happiness. They chased eudaimonia, flourishing through virtuous action, not feeling good. Being good, you are not tired of work. You are tired of work without witness. Your ancestors didn't have weekends.
They didn't have therapy apps. They didn't have self-care routines. But they had stakes. A harvest to gather, a child to raise, a vow to keep, a community to protect. Their time was witnessed by family, land, gods, memory. Yours is witnessed by algorithms, by metrics.
By ghosts in the machine. No wonder you feel hollow. You weren't built for anonymity. You were built for legacy. Not fame, but fidelity. Fidelity to your values. Fidelity to your word. Fidelity to the person you swore silently, in your strongest moments, you would become.
So ask yourself, what would you do today if you knew no one would ever know? If no one would applaud? If no one would remember? That answer is your compass. Not your resume, not your follower count, not your bank balance. That answer is your true work, and it waits not tomorrow.
Let's name them. The excuses you wear like armor. I need to rest first. Rest without direction is decay. I'll start when things settle. Things never settle. Life is turbulence. You either steer or sink. I'm not inspired yet. Inspiration is a myth sold to people who refuse to begin.
Action creates inspiration, not the other way around. You don't wait for fire. You strike the flint. Seneca wrote nightly audits, not because he was perfect, but because he refused to let a single day pass without accounting. He asked, "What bad habit did I cure today? What vice did I check?"
In what respect am I better? Not, did I feel good? Not, was I productive? Was I more virtuous? Virtue is the only metric that survives death. Check off and review the days of my life. Seneca, audit your character, not your output, every night. You don't need a vision board.
You need a virtue ledger. 3 lines each evening. 1. Where did I honor my word? 2. Where did I betray my standards? 3. What will I protect tomorrow? That's not discipline. That's dignity. And dignity isn't earned in years. It's earned in moments. The moment you close the app.
The moment you speak your truth. The moment you choose integrity over convenience. Those moments add up. Not to success, to substance.
This is not gentle. It is not soothing. It is not designed to make you feel better. It is designed to make you wake up. You are not behind. You are awake but pretending to sleep. You have been granted the rarest gift: consciousness, agency, choice.
And you've used it to build a life of soft edges and blurred boundaries between duty and desire, between truth and comfort, between who you are and who you could be. You are not tired, you are uninspired, and inspiration is not found. It is forged in the furnace of disciplined action.
Stoicism is not philosophy. It is combat training for the soul. Every morning is a battlefield. Every choice a skirmish. Every delay a surrender. You don't need more time. You need more truth. Truth about your habits. Truth about your fears.
Truth about the quiet cowardice of choosing comfort over consequence. Your exhaustion is not physical. It is existential. And only action dissolves existential weight. So stand up, right now, before this video ends.
Do one thing, one concrete, irrevocable thing that proves to yourself you are still alive. Send the message you've avoided. Open the document. Make the call. Walk outside, no device, and breathe for 60 seconds like your life depends on it. Because it does, not metaphorically, literally.
Listen closely. Not to me. To the silence between your thoughts. That silence is not empty. It is full of everything you've postponed, every apology unspoken, every dream deferred, every boundary unheld. You think you'll get another chance. You won't. Hook. Death is not coming for you.
It is already here, inside every second you waste pretending you have more. Your heart beats. Your lungs draw air, your hands can still grip, write, hold, build. That is not ordinary. It is miraculous, and miracles demand reverence, not neglect.
So stop saying I'm tired. Start saying I am here. Not someday. Now. Not when you're ready. Now. Not after you heal, fix, optimize, or become someone else. Now, as you are, with your flaws, your fatigue, your doubt, your hunger. That is the only version of you that will ever act. So act.
Not perfectly, not heroically, but humanly, with humility, with courage, with the raw, trembling honesty of a person who finally remembers. Clues. You are not tired. You are mortal, and mortality is the only thing that makes you real. If this struck something true, don't scroll away. Pause.
Breathe. Then do one thing right now that proves you remember you are alive. And if you're ready to train your attention, your will and your time like a stoic warrior, subscribe. This channel doesn't sell hope. It forges clarity.
92% of people who practiced daily Stoic reflection reported increased agency within 14 days. Clarity is not given. It is taken daily, deliberately, defiantly. You are not tired. You are alive. And that is the most urgent, brutal, beautiful truth of all.